Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a little while since the last video. I thought I would do one since I was out here on a nice Saturday morning. You can see the beautiful blue sky behind me. It's about 85 degrees and it's only about, just after 10 in the morning, 85 to 90 degrees already. I think 85 probably. And out here for some relaxing, do a little bit of shooting. So I'll talk a little bit about that. That's what this video is mostly going to be about. But before that, I want to show you all the wonderful environment around me, so you can just kind of see. Now back over here behind all of these ridges, you get in a national forest, and even though it's New Mexico and the desert, there actually is a lot of trees. Big pine forests. You can get out hiking in mountain lion, coyote, bear territory and be 2, 3, 4, 5 hour hike from the nearest person. But it's really beautiful country with some excellent views. I mean, you can see miles, 60, 70, 80 miles from up there. It's really wonderful up at 9,000 feet. So there is that. I'm going to flip the camera around and just talk a bit about what I'm going to be doing today. So you can see here, before I get fully set up, I got a couple water jugs over there. There's some German military guys over there. Got a target for sighting in my rifle, and then my actual gear. So today, my purpose is I'm going to get the scope sighted in on my AR-15, and then put a few rounds through the Glock 19 and the Kel-Tec, the single stack. I need to find out what defensive ammo is going to run best through the little Kel-Tec. Don't mind the Germans in the background going crazy. So I'm going to be trying some new defensive ammo through the Kel-Tec and see if that'll run. This is a cheaper, really lightweight single stack 9mm. So it's really ammo picky and hasn't fed well yet with defensive ammunition. So I'm going to be trying this Spear Gold Dot, which I've heard runs really good through these generally, and see if that works for me. It's not like the Glocks where they take anything. So also, for those of you who aren't really firearms people, I guess to kind of explain why I have each of these, starting with the rifle. So this is an AR-15, or essentially a civilian version of an M4, which is my rifle I've qualified on for the military. So every time I've deployed, I've always qualified in an M4. So it's kind of nice having my own civilian version of the same thing. Now, this one I set up kind of like a varmint hunting rifle, so I can go and hunt, smaller game, things like that if I want to. And as far as if I was relating it to military service, it'd be more like kind of like a designated marksman rifle, meant to extend the range of a small, group of soldiers, that sort of thing. So it's got the longer, heavier barrel and a scope on there, so I can kind of range it out a little bit farther. And then there's the handguns. And again, as a military person, I happen to just like shooting. I find it relaxing. But I've never actually had to qualify for a handgun. I've only ever qualified on rifles before, personally. I've had to qualify a few times for rifles for deployments, but never on a handgun. The reason I have this Glock 19 is that if I were going to take a handgun into a war zone, the Glock 19 would be my personal choice as far as lightweight for carryability, the amount of rounds it can hold, the reliability and durability, and the ease of maintenance and taking care of it all are ideal with the Glock. So to me, it's just the best all-around handgun. I also picked the Glock because my personal defensive carry sidearm generally is the Glock 26, which is essentially just a smaller version of the same firearm. So that's what I normally carry as a defensive purpose, since we're allowed to do that in the United States and most states. So that's what I would keep. This also works great, by the way, as a gun for if you want to leave it around the house for defense or put it in your car, that sort of thing. This is one more for having on your person. However, when it gets really hot and I'm just wearing certain sets of clothes, I don't want something this thick, essentially. And that's why I have the Kel-Tec, the PF9. This is a really lightweight. I've never come across a lighter weight 9mm cheaper, so it's not quite as reliable and as durable as the Glocks are. It's much more ammo picky. I can stick any ammunition in these that I want and they'll work. With the Kel-Tec, that's not the case. I've got it running so it'll run standard, you know, brass cased jacketed ammunition just fine, but I still haven't found the right kind of defensive ammunition load, so I'm trying those out. But I don't really use this that often. It's for like the 5 or 10% of the time that I don't feel like having that on me. And then this one goes back to my, as I mentioned, my military tendencies. If I was going to, you know, deploy into a war zone and choose a sidearm, this is what I would choose. So that's what I picked. And it fits well with the fact that magazines from this I can slide right into here if I need to, and that's a big plus. So that's kind of the reasons I have these particular firearms. Is this one is kind of my personal civilian variant of what I've qualified on in the military all the time, and also provide a form of hunting rifle should I choose to use it that way. And then I have the 3 handguns for each for their specific purposes. 5 to 10% of the time carrying that one, the rest of the time carrying that one, and this is kind of that home and car defensive purpose. And then just because, again, as a military person, that's the one I would choose to carry if I could. Now, if I, being in the Air Force, was going to qualify on a sidearm, it would be the Beretta. I just don't like the Beretta personally, and I probably or possibly will have to qualify in the Beretta at some point to deploy. But that's what I would actually choose to use if I had the choice. So I'm going to do a little bit of shooting, and we'll see how the gold dot ammunition works. We'll see if I can get this rifle scope sighted in good, and it'll be a lovely Saturday. Also, before you get started, wristwatch check. It's the weekend, so I have my handy dandy trusty absolutely loved Speedmaster on, Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch, so I'm wearing that. All right, let's get down to some shooting. Gotta tell you guys, this trigger is fantastic, and this thing shoots really nice. I'm starting to get on paper, so I'm starting to get this sighted in. Just made another adjustment, so we'll see how it goes. See how close I end up to being on target. Take it off safe. All right, now, there we go, beautiful. All right, let's see where we're at. Unsafe. Have to go check. All right, guys, so that is the Rock River Arms LAR 15 Varmint A4. As you can see here, it's got a stainless steel full bull barrel that is free floated for some really nice accuracy. It does make the weapon very front end heavy, however. And then on it I have a Nikon Buckmaster 2, which I happened to get for a pretty good price since it was discontinued. Other than the eye relief, it's an excellent sight for the money. And that is the Rock River Arms. The trigger on that is absolutely fantastic. I'll talk more about this sometime. But let's go look at how I did scoping it in, which you can see over there. That's what I was shooting at, so let's go check it out. All right, here we go, guys. So I just finished sighting in the Rock River Arms LAR 15. And you can see here, so I started aiming right up here, and that got me started hitting right down in here. And you can see how as I adjusted the sight, I worked my way up and over until I'm right there, dead on center. So I'm pretty happy with that. And that's just with standard military spec ammo, so nothing special. I can get the military spec ammo on base for a pretty reasonable price. So that's what I use to just shoot for fun. And that was my sighting in the scope on the Rock River Arms Varmint A4 AR-15. Also, guys, I've got a little bit of ammo left after sighting in. That's the guys over next to me with a shotgun. After sighting in the scope, I've got a little bit of ammo left, so we're just gonna plink the rest of it away into the target and see how accurate I can be while shooting quickly at 25 yards or 75 feet. And here we go. I don't know how many are left. We're gonna find out. And so that was fun.